For Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is presenting his 5-point victory plan to win Russia's war before NATO and European Union member states today. It includes joining NATO. He says that would force Russia into diplomacy, but NATO members have been reluctant because it would bring them directly into the war.
Putin just must see that his geopolitical calculations are worthless.
For loosening restrictions from allies who've supplied weapons to Ukraine to strike deeper into Russian soil. Russia's foreign ministry spokesperson Wednesday called the plan a set of incoherent slogans in Ukraine's push to join NATO hysteria. Zelensky also said his government has intelligence information 10,000 troops from North Korea are being prepared to join Russian forces fighting against his country, warning a third nation wading into the hostilities would turn the conflict into a world war. At least 28 Palestinians were killed in a strike on a school in the northern Gaza Jabalia refugee camp today. Many of the casualties reportedly were children. Israel saying it's investigating the possible death of a Hamas leader, Yahya Sinwar, in a strike in Gaza. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting Wednesday in the wake of the Biden administration's letter to Israel, urging it to stop blocking aid to Gaza or risk losing U.S. military support. U.S. Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield struck a somber tone in echoing the Biden administration's demands that Israel stop blocking aid into Gaza.
For decades,
food and supplies must be surged into Gaza immediately. And there must be humanitarian pauses across Gaza to allow for vaccinations and the delivery and distribution of humanitarian aid.
She addressed reports Israel's prime minister is considering a plan to starve and ethnically cleanse the north.
A quote-unquote policy of starvation in northern Gaza would be horrific and unacceptable and would have implications under international law and U.S. law. The government of Israel has said that this is not their policy, that food and other essential supplies will not be cut off. And we will be watching to see that Israel's actions on the ground match this statement.
Palestine's ambassador Riyad Mansour called the situation in Gaza a genocide and says Israel acts with impunity. Greenfield's comments come as the U.S. is sending 100 U.S. troops to Israel with a near $1 billion THAAD missile system. Israel's ambassador Danny Danon said Hamas was using UN facilities to store weapons and that they had delivered fuel recently.
We have a vote of the people, and it's working its way through the system.
Trump said he would make exceptions in the cases of rape, incest, or whether the life of the mother was at risk. A Georgia judge has blocked a new hand count rule that requires Georgia election day ballots be counted by hand after the close of voting. The ruling came a day after the same judge ruled the county elections officials must certify election results by the deadline set in law. The rulings are victories for Democrats, voting rights groups, and some legal experts who've raised concerns Donald Trump's allies could refuse to certify the results if the former president loses to Democrat Vice President Kamala Harris in next month's presidential election. I'm Christina Onnested reporting for Pacifica Radio.